Welcome to This Explainer. We're diving straight into something that feels like it's pulled right out of a sci-fi movie, but is actually hitting factory floors as we speak. We're talking bipedal humanoid robots. Today, we're going to analyze how these machines, driven by massive leaps in generative AI, might actually be the silver bullet for our escalating global workforce crises. But we aren't just geeking out over the tech. We're also going to unpack the extremely stringent safety standards and regulatory hurdles required to actually let these 140-pound machines walk around in our daily lives.
So here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at the global labor crisis, introduce you to the humanoid robots stepping in, peek inside their generative AI brains, talk about the absolutely crucial safety regulations, and wrap up with the high-stakes global robotics race.
All right, part one, the global labor crisis and our growing deficit.
To get why giants like NVIDIA, Amazon, and Microsoft are throwing billions, literally billions at this right now, you've got to look at the sheer scale of our labor shortage. 10 million. That's how many open, unfilled jobs there are in the United States alone today. We hear so much anxiety about robots stealing jobs, but with an aging human workforce and birth rates dropping globally, the reality is a bit different. We could build 10 million of these robots tomorrow and not displace a single human worker. There are simply jobs we desperately need to fill, and the people just aren't there.
And the trend line here is wild. Goldman Sachs ran the numbers, and they project our current global shortage of 500,000 manufacturing workers, that's going to skyrocket. By 2030, we're looking at a projected deficit of 2 million workers. We are desperate for labor.
Which brings us to part two. Enter humanoids, essentially the ultimate multi-tool.
Enter bipedal robots. Think machines like Digit from Agility Robotics or Apollo from Apptronic. Now, you might be wondering, why make them look human? Well, our whole world, our stairs, our factories, our warehouses, it's all perfectly built for the human form. So these bots are the perfect versatile multi-tools to slot right into our existing environments. They're stepping up to take on the dirty, dull, and frankly dangerous jobs nobody really wants to do anymore. Imagine lifting a 55-pound box 100 times an hour. My back is screaming just thinking about it. These physically draining, highly repetitive tasks are exactly where humanoids are being deployed first.
Let's move to part three, the generative AI brain and some major software breakthroughs. But how do these machines actually learn to do these complex physical tasks? Hardware like robotic arms and legs has been around for decades. The real game changer right now is the software. It's the brain. Engineers are using a technique called teleoperation. Rather than an engineer sitting at a computer for months, painstakingly hard-coding every tiny joint angle to, say, pick up a box, a human operator just does it. They perform the movement in the real world, and the system records all that trajectory data. It's actually brilliant. A person demonstrates the task, say, 200 times. Then, those 200 trajectories get fed directly into a GPT-style generative AI model. The system literally learns how the task works, and suddenly the robot can just do it completely autonomously. No more months of crazy coding. And because it's generative AI, the robot can adapt to completely new objects or entirely unfamiliar environments on the fly. It is a massive leap forward for robotics.
Now for part four, safety and regulations, and how we protect human workers.
Okay, here is the elephant in the room. With these highly intelligent robots, suddenly capable of autonomous movement and split-second decision-making, how on earth do we keep the humans working next to them safe? It's a deeply visceral, totally valid question. The long-term dream is having them in our houses or helping the elderly in nursing homes, right? But these are 140-pound machines packing massive torque in their mechanical limbs. When metal gets that close to human flesh, safety is absolutely paramount.
The immediate reality check on the factory floor right now is honestly pretty old school. If you walk into a testing facility today, companies literally rely on actual massive red kill switches on the walls. If something goes sideways, somebody smashes the button to cut power instantly. It works, for sure, but it's very much a short-term, brute force fix.
Because of that, most early deployments use what's called non-collaborative safety. Basically, the robots are fenced off, completely separated from people. But the whole point of a humanoid is to work with us, right? The ultimate industry goal is collaborative safety. That means getting the robot's hardware and software formally verified against super strict international standards, guaranteeing it can operate safely in close proximity to a person.
Getting to that collaborative safety level means jumping through some massive regulatory hoops. We're talking top-down global policy recommendations from the UN's AI for Good Committee, all the way down to local workplace watchdogs like OSHA here in the US. OSHA is going to mandate heavily regulated safety approvals for any workplace deployment. We have to be 100% sure we prevent any catastrophic accidents.
Which takes us to our final section, Part 5, the global robotics race.
Once those cost and safety roadblocks are out of the way, this whole thing pivots into a high-stakes battle for national competitiveness and security. Industry leaders are literally calling it the next space race. In one corner, you've got U.S. innovation backed by frontier AI partnerships with tech titans like NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Google. In the other corner, you have China flexing a massive, already existing supply chain and deep component manufacturing infrastructure that keeps their costs ridiculously low. To give you an idea of that cost advantage, Elon Musk recently stated that for these humanoids to see mass adoption, the price tag has to drop below $20,000. Well, guess what? A Chinese company named Unitree just debuted a humanoid robot for exactly $16,000. The speed of iteration here and how fast prices are dropping is just breathtaking.
And the momentum is already heavily shifting. Right now, China accounts for more than half of all industrial robots installed globally, a title they took from Japan back in 2013. The stakes in this arms race are astronomical. Experts are predicting that this technology will impact the global economy even more dramatically than the personal computer did back in the early 80s.
So, as these incredible machines transition from flashy PR spectacles to highly regulated everyday workforce realities, they are poised to change labor forever. The big question isn't just about the dirty or dangerous jobs we might lose, it's much bigger than that. If a safe, regulated robot can knock out your dullest tasks for a few cents of electricity an hour, what are you going to achieve with all that time it gives back to you? Think about it. Thanks for tuning into this explainer and keep questioning the future.